Gametime Vancouver.
Episode 4, Off-Season Shenanigans.
So, Gerardo, how was your week?
It was good. I was mostly working, so not too fun. What about yours?
My week was pretty good. So I had a nice week off. I spent the week in Tofino with my family,
Nice.
which was pretty nice. Tofino usually cloudy, but we got a lot of sun, so everyone out there feeling kind of jealous. That's what it's all about. Then school started. I'm at UBC third year, so yeah, school is school. It's a slow start, but what can you do?
The home stretch, right? Like
Yeah,
last 2 semesters, right?
I know. The second half, it's amazing. All right, so Gerard, you wanted to talk a bit about F1.
Yeah, last Sunday was the Italian Grand Prix, and of course, Max Verstappen won. It's honestly getting kind of boring because every weekend is the same result. Whether Max starts from the first place, whether he starts from the 5th place, 15th, doesn't matter. He's gonna win, and honestly, like, it's getting kind of boring. Like, there's no competition at all. Back in the day when Hamilton used to win, it was like him winning, but like during the race, it used to be good. You used to have these like intense races for the first place. Now it's like Max Verstappen is like ahead for 20 seconds. So like,
Yeah. Is that all based on skill, or is his car a bit better?
I mean, he is clearly one of the greatest already. Yeah. He's like a really good driver, but at the same time, I think it's the car. I mean, the car has a lot to do, and that's a great package, having the best car in the grill and also Max Verstappen.
Yeah, so remind me, I don't watch F1. What brand is that?
Red Bull they do Honda. That's a Honda engine. Okay. And Red Bull, they do all the aerodynamics of the car. So it's pretty much like a mixture between Honda and Red Bull.
Red Bull,
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The second best right now.
Bringing the energy.
Yeah, right now,
yeah.
I think Ferrari is number 2 and Aston Martin's number 3 in the Constructors' Championship. But
you're more of a Monster Energy kind of guy, so how do you feel about that?
I just like the team. I like Verstappen. I remember the first time he won the World Championship, I was like, I woke up at 6 a.m. because the races are in Europe or the Middle East, so you need to wake up super early.
6 a.m. is not that early, but continue.
Well, it is. In a Sunday, it is early.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I remember there was like this controversy with Hamilton. I don't know if you saw the race. Probably
I did not know.
No, it's like there were like 5 laps to go, and there was an accident, right? So the accident occurred, and then they had like a yellow flag, which means like a safety car comes into the circuit, and they need to go slow until they clean the accident, right? So it was Lewis Hamilton on the front, and then second place was Verstappen. Whoever won between these two, it was gonna win the championship, right? So Hamilton was in the lead. Then this accident happens, yellow flag. They took the wrong decision by like letting the last lap of the race be erased instead of just finishing the race, because it was going to be only 1 lap, and just like a couple turns, Max Verstappen overtook Hamilton, and he won his first championship. But I've been following Verstappen since like the beginning, so I don't feel bad now that they're like a dynasty,
Okay, yeah, since day one,
exactly.
So to switch gears but not totally, what's your favorite brand of car outside of F1?
Of all brands, like if you have infinite money, what
if you had infinite money, give me a couple cars that you would want.
I mean, Ferrari has to be in the list.
Okay,
for sure.
Contentious, because I like Lamborghinis more.
Oh, okay. Ferrari for me, and probably like a Mercedes. Like, that's like.
So you have Ferrari, Mercedes. I would go Lamborghini, Audi.
Okay.
But like as more affordable car, I like Subaru, especially the BRZ or the WRX, and like general Honda cars.
But you know what? I like Jeep. Good old American brand. I like Jeeps.
Okay.
I do like.
Would you take a Jeep over like a Tacoma?
Yeah.
Okay, so you lost all sense of masculinity. It's okay, Toronto.
Jeep started in the army. It used to be like an army car, like in the
Used to be.
Well, it has the roots, you know.
Okay.
They never lose the roots.
You know what? You can do whatever you want, Gerard. Do whatever you want. So American football is starting
Thursday.
Let's go.
Football, yeah.
Yeah. A little bit about that. What team do you support?
Well, I'm a New England Patriot fan. Honestly, I'm a Tom Brady fan.
Max Verstappen, Tom Brady,
Well,
Ronaldo.
New
Seems
England
like
sucks right now. Like they
yeah.
won't even make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I just like the sport. I just watch it without supporting any team. And every Sunday, I turn on the TV.
And it's
football
just there. It's there.
Yeah.
I'm an Eagles fan.
Eagles. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a very, very bright future.
Mm-hmm.
But we came from a few years of destitution.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's as a sport on a whole, it's in my opinion kind of average because it's high intensity. You got big hits. It's exciting to watch, but they're only playing for like an average of 18 minutes in the 3 hours. Yeah, right? It's sometimes, you know, better to just have that, you know, in the background or something like that.
Yeah, you can do like something else and have the football in the background. What do you think about CFL or NFL?
NFL.
NFL, yeah. I think so too. Yeah.
Well, NHL or KHL.
Well,
you got to go with the
I'm
best.
talking about only the sport itself. No promotion, no like attendance. Like only because the rules are different. I don't know.
Yeah.
The rules.
Well, like the rules are different in a lot of different sports. Like just like minor rule changes. Yeah. Even in like some European hockey, they'll have like, you know how 5-minute penalties are. You know, you can score as many goals as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Some have a 2-minute penalty. You can score 4 goals or whatever.
Yeah.
And then if you score a short-handed goal, it nullifies it. So there's also in hockey, there's a little bit of those rule negligations. I don't think that's a real word, but
no, it's different. But I think NFL rules are overall better.
Yeah,
makes the sport
CFL,
more exciting.
There's only 3 downs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the ball is the ball bigger.
Not too sure. I don't think.
Okay.
Maybe.
Ignore me.
Maybe.
Now
that I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
I don't know. It just kind of looks a little goofier.
Way early predictions for the Super Bowl champ.
The Eagles. Come on.
The Eagles.
The Eagles.
So? You think so?
Yeah.
Kansas. I'll go Kansas.
Okay. You back to back?
Yeah. Maybe.
So you're a big Mahomes guy, and I'm not talking about Patrick.
No. Have you ever heard Mahomes talk?
No, I haven't. Well, yeah, I have.
Funny.
But I haven't noticed it.
He's like, yeah, I'm so happy we won. I'm so happy we won the Super Bowl. Like he talks so funny. I saw it the other day. Someone compared his voice to Austin Powers. You know Trey Kennedy?
Trey Kennedy.
Trey Kennedy.
Yeah.
He has a bit about him. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
I love Trey Kennedy.
Yeah, me too.
Should get him on the podcast.
The golf content's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Mood swings, yeah.
All right, switch gears again. Sanderson contract. That just happened. When the podcast come out, it's probably going to be old, but we're going to give our takes on it anyways. I think it was an amazing signing. I think he's a promising defenseman. There is a little bit of risk with that 8-year deal, but again, we could see the salary cap go up a lot in the next 8 years. So it could be great. Could be great.
Yeah, it's a gamble, but I think it's a safe one, for sure.
Yeah, it's unlike your parlays.
Nothing like my parlays, for sure.
Nothing like your parlays.
Yeah.
This is like, betting on Matthews to score like 1 goal in a given week or something. I don't know.
Or Ovechkin to score in the power play.
Yeah. One of those. Yeah. You know it's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another question for you. Where do you think Patrick Kane will land?
There's a lot of talk about Detroit, right?
Detroit. I don't know who was in my life, but someone said Buffalo, and I was looking at teams that still have salary cap, and they're like the only competitive team really that has salary cap. I mean, Columbus has 4 million, but I think the Sabres still have like 6 or something, so they could give him a signing.
So you think he cares about how competitive the team is? You don't think he cares about money or comfort
Well,
live.
the Sabres will be able to offer him way more money than the Detroit Red Wings will.
Yeah.
Because Detroit doesn't have the cap space. And I think Buffalo is more competitive. I do think he does care a little bit. I mean, he's got championship rank. Like, he's won. Yeah. But I think he still wants to win. Every hockey player still wants to win. Nobody wants to be on Arizona.
Is he injured still?
Yeah. He's going through recovery. So his surgery was successful.
He's going to start playing when?
In like 2 or 3 months. Maybe I think 2 months from the season start or something like that.
Okay.
But that's not a guarantee. That's if everything goes well.
So probably after the winter break?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I mean,
so I wouldn't pick him in fantasy mode, but, whatever team he lands on, that would...
So Buffalo. You don't think he wants to try the Western Division? Western Conference?
But he's been there his whole career. Another L take from Gerardo. And second of all, Detroit is in the Eastern Conference. I don't know what you're thinking. Like, where's your mind?
Not in the podcast. Oh my god. Yeah. No. Buffalo could be a good fit.
I think they are.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got great hands, great playmaker. You put him on a line with Tage Thompson.
I knew you were gonna say that.
And Alex Tuck or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like, that's, they provide protection, they provide goal scoring, they provide the power on the line.
We have Buffalo making the playoffs this year, right?
Hopefully.
We do. I don't know how well those predictions
Those predictions will probably fall apart week 1.
Yeah. I only care about one team, the Canucks.
Yeah. Whereas I care about a lot of teams, but...
Well, I care about that prediction to be correct.
Oh, yeah. The Canucks The Canucks need to make the playoffs, please. Would also be great for our podcast. The hype around Vancouver to get a nice fan base going, hopefully.
Bedard's starting his NHL debut against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Yeah. What do you think about that?
When I think of Pittsburgh's defense, I think of offense, which is a bit of a problem. They have Ryan Graves now.
Yeah.
And he's a really solid defenseman. They also have Marcus Pettersson. He's okay on defense. But Chris Letang, old and never really cared about defense. Erik Karlsson, if you watch games of them, he scored lots of points, but he was basically an extra forward on the ice. Like, some plays he wouldn't even back check on, which is insane as a defenseman. If you're out of the play, you got to get back in. So I don't know. Maybe he lights him up.
I think Pittsburgh's one of the teams that can. The best defense is offense. I like that mentality, and I think they can outscore their opponent. I don't think they have a problem with it, and I don't think their defense is like that weak, defensively speaking.
Well, they also don't need to be very strong against a team like Chicago, right? They can put Graves and Marcus Pettersson on a defensive unit, and then just have them mark Hall and Bedard all game, and just make it a miserable because they don't have any other lines.
Yeah, Bedard's pretty small too. So.
I was also looking it up, and I was like, who's gonna play with them?
With Bedard?
With Bedard, and there's the prospect that they have Lucas Reichel. He's a first-round pick. He's been doing pretty well. He did okay on Chicago, and then they put him down in the AHL, and he was doing really well in the AHL. So I think they might try putting him on a line and just jumpstart his career. So fantasy options. That could be if he's on any other team, third line minutes might get 20, 30 points. But first line, playing with Hall and Bedard, he could get up to like 60 points. I could see it happening.
I can see it too.
But,
do you think Bedard scores in his first game?
Yeah, I think goal and an assist.
Oh, 2 points.
2 points in his first game. I think I'm really big on a lot of the other prospects, but I'm not delusional. Like, Bedard is the next thing,
Yeah.
the next thing to happen.
Yeah.
And them putting him against Crosby, I think that's a good marketing thing on that opening night. The new talent versus the old talent.
Yeah.
Who will prevail? I think Bedard at 18 is better than Crosby at 30, whatever he is.
Sure.
Lots of dead silence.
Sure. I can agree with you, but for me,
I think it's a bit of a hot take.
Judge a player, you need to judge their history and you need to judge their accomplishments. Like for me, judging a player goes beyond just how well they played. So I can agree with you, just like partially. That's a hot take.
Okay.
Yeah. So you are at UBC and the Canucks are training at UBC.
Yeah.
Have you seen any movement?
I've not seen any movement.
No.
Mainly because I'm in class at UBC.
True.
Doing homework and such. Parents, if you're watching, I am studying. So no, yeah, there's not a whole lot of extra time. If I had a schedule, if I knew when they were, I'd poke around
for sure.
But I have no idea where or when they are.
Yep.
At UBC, so yeah. But the rink is pretty close to where I have classes.
Nice.
So that would be kind of fun. Just see a Kuzmenko sighting.
Yeah. Get an autograph.
Yeah.
So what do you think about training camp?
Training camp.
Excited?
I love training camp because there's lots of interest around how players developed over the summer and where players will play on lines, right? I think, you look at a guy like Kuzmenko, and I follow him on Instagram. He's like the only NHL player that I follow. And, he's out there doing a bunch of physical activities, a bunch of other stuff. And I think that's going to be really good for the development. I remember seeing over COVID, I was a little concerned because all the posts that I saw from the Canucks and other players were just like them playing NHL inside with a mask on. And I'm like, that might not be good for the coming season. And guess what? They came out on the ice and they were terrible. So
I also think that the Canucks have this advantage because the last part of the season, last season, that was a preseason for the Canucks. Right? They were learning the new system of talking. They were like shifting lines, see what works best.
Walk
right?
it like I talk.
So exactly, they tried to play that at Rogers. Didn't stick.
Yeah.
with the fans. But yeah, I think the Canucks have a longer training camp compared to other teams, especially the ones playing the playoffs. And that's why I think they're gonna come. Like the Canucks are gonna start the season really well. That's my take. They've been playing together for a while now on their Talkit system.
Was it the Canucks that got fined for practicing early?
They got fined, yeah. But like from the season before last one. So it's like an old matter, yeah.
Ignore me.
Yeah. But right now I think they started Monday, I'm pretty sure, or Tuesday, so it's pretty recent they started training. And they have a game against Calgary. It's going to be the first... Edmonton. Of the preseason. The 23rd.
Oh, I don't know about preseason.
I'm talking about preseason, yeah.
I was talking about home opener.
Oh, home opener, yeah.
I think is against
Edmonton for sure, yeah. At Rogers Arena. So that day, Max, I'm pretty sure, is going to go to Rogers and start interviewing people. Get the reaction of the fans, their thoughts on the beginning of the season, and Jasper and I are gonna be reacting to the game.
Yeah. Although, wait, hold on. When's the start? This episode will come out before the start of the season.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, so I think we'll try to get a couple more people, and we'll be sitting around watching. There will be mics so you guys can hear what we're saying. And, just general banter. Like, we might not be, giving in-depth detail. It's just kind of a vibe, You put it on, you also watch the game, and it's sort of like you're hanging out.
Yeah, exactly. And that's going to be a recurrent thing. Games of interest.
Games of interest, especially if we make the playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we'll go to an occasional game. Probably games that are less expensive, unless we get free access. Canucks, if you're watching.
XPR, yeah.
So, I'm very excited for the start of the season. I have high hopes for the Canucks, as I always do.
Yep.
Hopefully they will not treat me as usual.
Man, I'm always so excited about the Canucks. Every summer I'm like, this year, it feels different. And it's always the same thing.
Yeah.
But I am excited too. The season's creeping closer.
Creeping closer.
And,
Yeah.
What are you excited about the following season
for the Canucks.
in general in the NHL?
I'll give a in general first because I think I've always been a fan of like young new players.
Okay.
And or just players coming from different leagues or like, you know, what will we see? Like the sort of the aspect that you don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like a player that I don't like to watch is like David Perron. You know, he puts up 50 to 60 points every season. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
You know, whereas we could see Colson come up and just light it up or something like that. But this season in particular will, I think, be crazy because we got like 10 elite defensive prospects that have been like going through different leagues, playing like the KHL, the SHL, the AHL, then, you know, might make a hit this season, like David Juracek, Simon Nemec, like players like that. Yep. Or Zellweger for the Ducks. Like he could be crazy. Some of these players, and especially like the production that they have down there, or like their plus minus, like the defensive plays that they're making, like they could make a big splash in the NHL. Offense wise, we got Bedard, we got Fantilli, Leo Carlson, Matthew Nyes, Logan Cooley, like Shane Wright. We have like an immense amount of good young players that could. And then also another thing that I'm very excited for is like, and probably a graphic will already be posted about this by the time you hear this, but I'm also really excited for that bounce backs. And you know, I had a lot of takes last season. Two of my takes that went, I was like, Erik Karlsson's gonna have a good season and Tage Thompson might light it up, and those two panned out. I won't tell you about all of the ones that didn't, but those ones did. And bounce back years, you got Gaudreau. Taylor Hall's gonna have a bounce back year because he's playing with Bedard. You got Huberdeau, like that's
Huberdeau.
He has to, right?
Yeah.
He had
new
like,
coach,
constant. Yeah, Daryl Sutter was not good for the offensive output of the team. You got Matthew Barzal and Teravainen and those kind of players coming back from injury. Svechnikov. A lot of players we could see perform at an elite level.
Yeah, 100%. What about the Canucks specifically?
The Canucks specifically, I'm very interested to see how the beginning of the season goes. I'm very interested to see what lines they put out first game because I think it's going to be really important. I know I'm going to be disappointed bottom six. I will 100%. We're going to end up playing like DiGiuseppe or like some player that I don't want to see out there right away.
Okay.
Because I don't think he fits in the lineup without injury, but that's just my take. But then, you know, they could prove me wrong. Yeah. Could definitely prove me wrong.
I like DiGiuseppe. I think he deserves to be like bottom six for sure. Yeah.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I think he's better than Carlson as of right now. Like to begin the season with, I would start with DiGiuseppe instead of Carlson. Okay. Also, I'm intrigued about the penalty kill. Historically bad penalty kill. They need to figure that out. That's been what's killing us for the last 2 years. Penalty kill.
A lot of the reason we didn't have success last year on the penalty kill, and not necessarily an excuse for years past, but last year specifically, is we didn't have Thatcher Demko, like the best goalie to ever touch the ice, you know?
Insulting Luongo a little bit.
Well, Luongo played like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Hockey's gotten better.
Okay. You think that Demko is better than Luongo?
Not in terms of a career. Okay. But I think if I'm taking a shot against Luongo or if I'm taking a shot against Demko, I'd rather take a shot against Luongo. Because I think goaltending and like everything in hockey is continually getting better. That's a discussion for another time. For sure. I think the penalty kill will be better.
I think so. I hope so. I mean, that's what they tried to fix this offseason.
And I think the power play might not struggle. And I'm not saying they might do well. They might not struggle because last year, the only kind of penalty or power play goal that we were scoring was the Horvat bumper play. And we kept on trying that and giving up breakaways because we would do stupid drop passes. And I don't know. I want to see the Pedersen lined up for the 1T, and like, you know, you do that play where you pass it to him, and he can either shoot top shelf, or he can, you know, do one of those slap passes to Kuzmenko, who's like planted by the door.
A lot of Kuzmenko goals were like that. You know, pass to PD. PD just crosses to Kuzmenko, and he scores. Yeah. And
with that option there, Pedersen can now shoot without the goalie fully committing to him.
Yeah.
Because either the goalie, it gets almost like a guessing game.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't take Kuzmenko, if your defenseman hasn't taken him out, you're like, okay, is he going to shoot? He's very, like, Elias Pettersson is very deceptive, so.
Yeah. Also, I want to see more Hughes impact in the power play. He needs to shoot more with the puck.
He needs to shoot the puck more. He needs to not fumble at the blue line as much.
He's okay with that, but like for me, it's the shooting. Like he needs to get those numbers up.
Yeah,
100%. How many goals did he score? Like in the last 2 years, he scored like 4 goals or 5 goals.
No, I think he had 11 last season.
Goals?
Yeah, look it up.
No
Wasn't
way.
it like 11 and 66 or something? Pull it up.
So 2022, 2023 goals 7.
7 goals.
8 and 7. So that's 15 goals in the last
15 goals in the last
2
seasons.
seasons. So he needs to score that in 1 season.
Yeah. Well, he is putting up ridiculous assists. Like he's one of the best.
Like 76 points in total with 7 goals. That's really good. Yeah, but like
I think if he was a right-handed defenseman, more people would talk about him. I think Hughes is one of our most underrated players.
100%. If
like
he wasn't playing,
what did he put up more points this season than last season, but everyone was talking about him last season.
If he wasn't playing in the Pacific, everyone would be talking about him.
If he was on the Leafs,
if he wasn't any team in the Eastern, everyone would be talking about Quinn Hughes. But I've been seeing like a lot of like Canada's roster against US rosters. He's always in the top line. Hughes, he's always like in the first pairing.
Isn't Adam Fox?
Is he a righty or a lefty?
He's right-handed. I would do Fox with
Hughes.
No, 2 offensive defensemen. Great idea.
Go for it.
No, I would do Fox with Slavin. I think Slavin's the best defensive defenseman. That would be your first pairing? Yeah. Well, the Americans have the best forward core, the best defensive core, and the best goaltending tandem.
So you're saying the
Actually,
Americans
no.
have the best team?
I would give maybe Russia the best goaltending tandem.
I think defense-wise, I think Canada's better.
No, not depth-wise, no. Maybe you could get a good top line going.
Makar. And
I think the second highest point getter in Canada was Josh Morrissey. And then you got Morgan Riley, Shea Theodore, Petrangelo, Drew Doughty.
Yeah.
Like those guys are all kind of, aging out. Like I think I don't know. I've done little predictions on who I think will be on the Canada, US, and all those
rosters,
top rosters, and the US is looking better than Canada for once on paper, better than Canada.
They have a good farming system in the US.
Yeah, with the NCAA, you mean?
NCAA and also the national team, the US national
developing
team.
Yeah, no, they're getting lots of players. Canada still has that top end though.
I mean,
Bedard and Fanta.
One for one, the best individual players are Canadian still.
But we might see
as a
later
team,
on, as a team especially,
the US is taking over a little bit, and that's scary.
Would you ever be interested in seeing like role players going to the Olympics, like actually building a full team?
Of what?
Like building a full team instead of having like, Sidney Crosby on line 3. You would have a lineup like, your top guys, and then you could have 2 or 3 top lines, but then you would have like a Milan Lucic, Ryan Reeves.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
So you have like two stacked lines, and then other 2 like kind of weak.
well, defensive forwards.
Okay.
You know,
I see what you're
Selke candidates. You know, build it like an NHL team. Like if you could have anyone, this is who you'd have.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, you wouldn't do that. Pure top end talent.
No,
I think that's one of the reasons that you don't see Canada win every year, because teams like Finland or Russia or different teams like that, they only have maybe 2 lines of top end talent, and then it starts trickling down.
Yeah. But if I want to see like national teams, I want to see the best of each country.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to see Milan Lucic, although he was part of the team at one point, right?
Yeah, but he used to be good. Not so much.
You still think you're faster than him?
Yes.
Yeah. You think?
I think there are 10-year-olds out there faster than him.
Do you think you are a better hockey player than
No.
Lucic as of right now?
No.
No.
Because in a team setting, no. Like
Yeah,
I don't.
of course.
I don't think, because he can. Like he's got a role in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
Like now that he can't skate and shoot,
Yeah.
he's got his hitting role and stuff like that. I'm just a little guy that can skate. You know, that hasn't played hockey in 5 years.
Yeah.
But if we were 1v1,
how do you do that? Like,
well, I don't think it's possible.
no.
Not like basketball or anything.
Do you think you have a better shoot than Milan Lucic?
Shot.
Better
Shot.
shot.
He's got a harder shot.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think?
I think I might.
Accurate?
I think I might have more accuracy, but I don't think I got that power on it. Where I think if I perfectly aim a shot, a goalie can still save it. Okay. Whereas he could just take a clap bomb into the goalie's thigh and it would go in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hot takes? I don't think so.
You don't think I have more accuracy?
I think the guy's a hockey and like a professional hockey player.
Yeah, but he has a role in the NHL. His role is not shot accuracy.
Yeah, but you still need to know how to shoot.
Okay, riddle me this. You got what's the guy's name? Celebrini or Yzerman? Those 2 guys that are going to be drafted 1 or 2 for next year's draft. They're not in the NHL.
No.
Do you think that they have a better shot than Milan Lucic, who is in the NHL? Yes.
Yes, but they are becoming professional players.
Yeah.
Like, they are basically NHL players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would you describe as not an NHL player then?
I don't know, any guy playing hockey right now.
I don't know. You look online, you know who Pavel Barber is?
No.
Coach Chippy?
Yeah.
Coach Chippy. I think he's got a more accurate shot than Milan Lucic. It's nowhere near. It's like literally probably half the speed. But Milan Lucic's shot doesn't go where he wants it to go.
I don't think so.
Unless you aim 4 feet wide every time, that's probably not a good. Like, I don't know. I don't think you've watched Milan Lucic in the last year.
I don't know. I think that's a hot take. I don't think you lose all that talent. You know, maybe you're talking about accuracy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't think you lose that. If you lose anything, you lose power, not accuracy. The guy's been shooting to the same size net his entire life.
Well, I don't think he's ever had the accuracy. Have you ever seen Milan Lucic snipe a biscuit top cheddar? Have you ever seen it? I haven't. Most of his goals go through the goalie, through the net even.
Hey, you need to aim for the net.
It's not hard to hit the net, Gerard.
Well, but
we're talking about like hitting like a pea.
I know. I think he can.
Okay. All right.
Milan Lucic, please help us end the debate.
Would you want him on our 4th line, Vancouver's 4th line?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't.
There were rumors that he wanted to come to Vancouver, and I was actually pretty excited about it.
I think one aspect that a player needs to have to be on a team that I cheer for is the ability to move the legs, to skate. And I don't think he's got it. Like, look at Ryan Reeves. Mm-hmm. He's a power forward. He throws the big hits, and he can skate.
Yeah, but you also need someone like Milan Lucic, taking hits.
He does throw the hits, but Milan Lucic throws hits that don't matter as much because he doesn't get there in time.
You're Milan Lucic's like number one hater.
I've never liked the guy.
I don't know.
Well, he was on Boston for a long time.
Yeah. Didn't he win here in Vancouver?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
and
I think so. And I think Keith one time told me he got into a fight in a bar in Vancouver.
Yeah,
Which is like
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
funny story.
But he played for Boston against Toronto and Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't stand idly and praise him.
But you gotta understand, he's a hockey player.
He's a hockey player,
like a professional hockey player that's been in the league for like plus 10 years.
Okay. I'll throw another one at you. Phil the Thrill.
Okay.
He's constantly getting scratched, and he's not even signed yet as a free agent. I don't think he's.
Yeah, but I think he's not as good as Milan Lucic.
Well, but my point here is I don't think he's what you would define as a hockey player. He's still like he doesn't do the same type of workouts. Like
he likes to take risks, you know.
Well,
he had a hot dog before the game. That's a risk.
It is a risk, especially if you get a smoky from KMS.
Oh, those are
more than a risk.
Yeah. That's a gamble. That's what I like to get. A gamble.
A gamble.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. That's the end of the pod. Thank you for watching. Tuning in on whatever platform you tuned in on.
Yeah. See you next Friday. We're gonna be posting every Friday.
Every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Peace.
Bye.